Look, we got to talk. I've been hearing a lot of chitter chatter around uncertainty lately. Like people are just on edge. Have you noticed that? Have you maybe have you felt that? Like people are just on edge lately. There's this sense of impending doom, like the world is crashing down or about to come crashing down, and there's a lot of fear going on right now. And so I want to hit this head on because the women that I work with, they have a mission to fulfill, and we cannot let this uncertainty stop us in our tracks. So let's talk about this and let me help you find your foothold in the midst of uncertainty. So first of all, what is it when we're certain about something? When we have certainty around something, it means that we have reliable truth. We have reliable information. We can depend on what it is that we are certain about. So what then is uncertainty? When we're uncertain, it means it's imperfect or maybe it's unknown. We don't know what's coming, right? It could be this, it could be that. What if this? What if that? And so that lends itself to creating a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, a lot of frustration because we don't know what to do. We don't know where to turn. Where are we going to get information? Who's accurate? What's coming ahead? Right? And so there's a fallacy around uncertainty. And the fallacy is that there ever is certainty. Let me say that again. The fallacy is actually that we ever have certainty when it comes to business, when it comes to life, because we live in uncertainty every day. We fool ourselves if we think that we know what's coming on any given day. So we live in uncertainty all the time. It's when that uncertainty mounts and starts to shake what we consider normal, what we consider comfortable, that we start to have the anxiety and the fear around it. All right? Now here's the thing. Like if you pay attention, there are seasons and cycles to everything on this earth. There are ebbs and flows to everything on this earth. And so when you start to see those, guys, I'm going to be totally transparent. I'm 42. Okay? I'm not the oldest duck in the pond and I'm not exactly wet behind the ears either, but I've been here long enough to pick up on the fact that there are cycles, there are seasons that happen, and sometimes those cycles affect families. Sometimes those cycles affect finances. Sometimes those cycles affect faith. There's all different types of cycles that go on in various aspects of our life. But the important thing that I want you to take away from this is that it is a cycle, which means there is going to be a high, there is going to be a comfort zone, there is going to be a low, which is uncomfortable. And then it's going to start to come back up to where we find a new comfort zone, a new comfortable, and then there will be a high. And then guess what? We're going to go over it again and again and again. And that's what we're seeing in the economy right now, is just another loop, another revelation of this cycle. And so I think one of the things that we have to look at is like, what are you going to do? You know, there's all this fear mongering going on and telling you the world's crashing, the sky is falling. What if that does happen? Let's just go there for a second. What if that does happen? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to get back up. You're going to figure it out, right? Reality is, it's never as bad as what we expect it to be, as what we anticipate it to be. And so whatever that looks like for you, you're going to figure it out. You may not like it. It may not figure itself out in a way that you're excited about, but you're going to overcome it. And so building up and having all of this fear and this anxiety and this pulling back, being afraid to really go for it right now, do you realize that the people who are most successful in life are the people who are out there looking around, taking advantage of the opportunities before them right now? Those are the people who are winning. Those are the people who are going to come out of this on top. It's not the people who are pulling back. It's not the people who are going, oh my gosh, I better conserve everything I've got because I don't know how much I'm going to have left. It's the people that are going to come out on top that are out there going, okay, things are changing, things are shifting. What are the opportunities? How can I make the most of this? All right. So I want to give you some things, some tools that you can use in order to make the most of this opportunity, so to speak. And did you know that over 365 times in the Bible it says do not be afraid? That is one do not be afraid for every day of the year. So how important do you think it is that God's trying to tell us, do not be afraid? Do not be afraid of what's going on around you. Do not be afraid of the thoughts in your mind, the worries in your gut. I've got your back. I'm going to take care of you. He gave you a do not worry for every single day of the year. And it's time that we start living like we believe those do not fears. Do not worry. So let's talk about how we can start to get that foothold. Number one, have a mindset for growth and opportunity. Be looking around for ways that you can grow in the midst of adversity. Sometimes the growth happens externally. Sometimes you have a business opportunity, a job opportunity. Sometimes that growth happens internally. It's something that needs to happen within you so that you are a person who is then positioned to take advantage of the opportunity that's going to be put in front of you. So look for those areas of growth and be aware, be watching for them, and be thinking about, okay, what is the lesson that I can be learning in this? What are the ways that I can grow in the midst of this instead of being afraid? All right. Next, we want to look, the proof is in the pudding, right? Have you ever heard that? The proof is in the pudding. So you hear like the statistics on this and you see the data that's coming out. Well, have you ever checked to see if there's any proof or any data counter to what you're being told? So many times, and I'm just gonna go there. Okay, this is the only way I can do it. So I was a registered nurse, worked in healthcare for almost 20 years, and we were very standards driven, we were very data driven, all of that kind of stuff. But guess what? About every 5 years, we would find out that the thing we were doing that was so data driven actually was the wrong thing to be doing. It was counterproductive. Or maybe there was a better way and we now have new data to support it. So I hate to admit it, but there came a point where I got pretty cynical about healthcare because we talk about being cutting edge and we're doing all these things. And yet at the same time, we find out only a few years later that our proof and our data wasn't all that we thought it was. And it was something new on the horizon, something to change. So my point in telling you that is, whenever you hear somebody say something that sounds very data driven, very factual, the proof, we have the proof, this is the absolute way, this is the way it must be done. Go look to see if you can find something equally powerful that counteracts that. Okay? Because I guarantee you, when you start doing your research, you're going to find out that the sky is not falling and that the world is not ending. Okay? So go do your research. Find the proof for yourself. Quit listening to all the people who are playing on your emotions. Quit listening to all the people who are trying to get you stirred up about things, and find the proof for yourself. And what you're going to find is most of the time, it's going to negate one another. And you're going to be like, this is a choice. This is a lens that I can see the world through. This is a filter that I can apply, and I get to make a choice how I want to move forward. I get to make a choice how I want to see the world rather than being stirred up and all emotional, running around in fear and letting other people dictate how I run my life. The next thing, keep moving forward in uncertainty. God can shift your path if you're moving. If you are stuck in the mud, it's a lot harder for him. I used to be one of these people. I used to say, God, if you want, you're going to have to give me the 2x4. You're going to have to give me the 2x4 upside the head before I get it. You know what I learned? I learned that those 2x4s hurt. And so I started to ask God to help me hear the whisper that comes before the 2x4, right? And so by asking him to do that, what I started to notice is that when I'm in motion, when I'm moving, I can feel his nudges this way, that way, go here, go there. And it doesn't require the 2x4. But if I go, oh my gosh, I'm scared, I'm frozen, I'm not moving until I have certainty and I know exactly what's going to happen, it's going to take a lot more to get me out of that place and moving again. All right. So keep moving in the face of uncertainty. Keep moving when you don't have clarity, and the clarity will come. The certainty will come, and you will grow in your confidence around what it is you're doing. Whew, I'm just on a roll here. So the next big tool is prayer and truth. Look for the truth. There are so many people out there right now that are not giving the truth. They are giving a version of the truth. They are giving you their truth, and you're buying into it. We are being hoodwinked left and right rather than standing on the truth of God's word and acting as the people that he has called us to be, as the people that he has said who we are and how he sees us. We need to start buying into that vision and that truth and owning it and acting like it and walking in it. When you do that, when you stand on that truth, you have a sure footing and you have a solid place to stand. If this has landed for you, if this has hit home, if you're dealing with uncertainty right now, if you're struggling with knowing whether to turn to the left or to the right, if you don't know which way to turn, if you're feeling that fear, if you're feeling that anxiety, then I have an opportunity for you. I just did this today actually, because I was hearing so much around uncertainty. I actually created a PDF download for you about overcoming uncertainty. So I'm going to put the link along with this video so that you can download Overcoming an Uncertainty, Finding Your Foothold in an Uncertain World. Grab that download, implement the steps, the tips, and the tools that I give you, and I guarantee you within 14 days, you're going to start having more confidence, you're going to have more certainty in your life, and you're going to have what you need to keep moving forward in the face of adversity. So grab that download. It's a free download, and we'll see you soon.